Welcome, guys. We're here tonight at the Versus Gameplay Arcade. I'm co-casting alongside JV, man. How's it going?
It's going great. I spent the day compiling notes for Pokken as well as for Overwatch. So what better than to jump right back into Halo, right? You know, you're already juggling two different things. Might as well add a third one. I'm feeling like a clown at a circus right now in regards to all the different things I'm juggling. But speaking of juggling, I guess that's the easiest way to transition into our first game type, Capture the Flag. Of course, flag juggling going to be very present in this as we hop on board with two pretty dominant teams. Dominant whenever they've been playing other squads at the VGP Showmatch. It's going to be HoW Gaming versus Colossus eSports. Now, Colossus, didn't we see them as recently as last week? Or was that HoW eSports?
That was HoW Gaming, which actually turned to HoW Defiant. But actually, Colossus eSports was on about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I wanted to jump on Takedown real quick there, because last week we saw him do the same thing on Truth, where he immediately grabbed the energy sword, got a 4-piece, and just got the flag right back to his base. Sadly, he got taken out, but he did get 1 kill before he actually got dropped.
And you can see already the caliber of difference, I'd say, between the previous Onyxia squad in comparison to this current Colossus squadron. They're not going to be letting Takedown have any easy shenanigans, but Takedown does already have possession of that flag. We're seeing this early game aggression that we're so used to seeing whenever we see HoW play. So it's great to see that as a return from them, but I'm really hoping that they don't overextend, push out too many resources, trying to make a flag run that may not be all that much guaranteed. So far, it seems like there's it's working pretty well in their favor, but Colossus eSports instead is going to be the first team to come out on top and get the first flag cap of this game.
Yes. Now we're going to hop over here with Bum Jamas. Bum. No later, but he's on Pink Tower 3. He's actually watching over the blue flag, but he does have Vash on the other hand side, and that's a Vash, and he gets taken out as well as King Pharmacy picks up one himself. Switching on board with a Vash, going down to Red Street. He spots Matt, but does not do anything as he is going to go for the flag pickup and just try and get his way out there. No shields, and immediately gets dropped by Bum Jamas.
This is what we're noticing a lot from this blue squadron is they're getting these initial flag pulls, I'd say more than the red team, but they don't do as well of a job of controlling the flag whenever they actually do have it in their hands. But I might be about to eat my own words. King Pharmacy grabs that flag and ties this game up immediately. So it's almost like a battle between constant aggression versus great defense. That's what I'm seeing on the most part. And great defense is what let Colossus get out on top initially, and they're gonna need to make sure they have that unwavering defense, especially as we see the blue team aggression only increase by the second.
Yeah, that is actually 3 people down now for HoW Defiant. Going back on board here, switch it. Actually, Bum Jamas says Bum drops this one, get the capture, leading now 2-1. Spot switch it up in top mid. Plasma Caster still being active. Why do you think people do not go for a Plasma Caster on this map?
You know, I guess right now, because they're just so focused on the flag, so focused around just, I guess, like trying to get in and get as many stops as possible. I don't know if they really even have time to set up what it takes to, you know, make the most of a Plasma Caster. Again, we're not really seeing a situation where we have a lot of folks huddled up in their bases or huddled up in corners. Instead, we're seeing a really spread out CTF game. And wow, what a bait there. That was so impressive, and that was... I'm sorry, I'm still losing my mind over that play. Basically, they dropped the flag in front, and because it's so close towards the scoring point, the blue team is thinking, okay, forget about clearing this base. I need to rush out, use all of my resources trying to get this return. And what happens there is you notice that the player who initially drops the flag actually had the sword in their back pocket.
Yeah.
And so it just lined up perfectly for them to be able to get that quick kill to ensure that that flag route was just so cleared up for them. I mean, just brilliant play that we saw at the end there. Couldn't have really done it better, and it looks like Colossus eSports is going to be taking not only the first cap of this game, but the entire first game type, the entire first map as a whole as well.
Yep. Capture the flag. Colossus eSports takes game number 1 here, now leading 1-0 in the best of 5 series. Game number 2, Strongholds Rig. Now, CTF Truth was a game that HoW Defiant actually picked, whereas the Rig Stronghold is actually what Colossus eSports picked. And to be honest with you, I actually think that Colossus eSports is actually using a pickup as well as HoW Defiant, because Vortex, I talked to him earlier, and he said he was a free agent, and he's actually on this roster. Vortex was a player that back at the end of 2015 was on Fuse. Fuse Pro's a team that actually won most of the show matches when they appeared on it, and they went against like Vanquish, they went against Mutiny, some other top teams. But going into Stronghold's Vig, we'll see how that actually does for Colossus eSports and HoW Defiant.
And see how it works out. If I remember, didn't HoW Defiant get a perfect game on Strongholds in the last time that we saw them?
Yes, they actually did get a perfect game on Strongholds. I'm not necessarily too sure as to which one that actually was. That is going to be Strongholds Empire that they actually got the perfect 100-0 on, and that was just last week as they pop back on. But Bum Jamas has active camo, spots Avash, and does not get a kill, but Bunnies says pick it up as they are fighting over the basement area, as it does seem like HoW Defiant does take the nest.
And good from Bum, understanding when he needs to approach, when he needs to be aggressive, and when is the best time for him to really retreat. He's still staying in control of this camo, but it is running out. Arash, he's going to be needing to go see the doctor for more than just the rash. He's going to be taken out there by that AR. And again, clock is ticking really on that camo, but so far for this red squadron, for Colossus eSports, it's been about controlling that camo and controlling some of these essential territories as well. They have control of Nest, they have control of Basement, and right now it feels like HoW Defiant is just struggling to fight their way out of their base.
Yep, hopping on board here, Vortex. Vortex kind of in the basement area, just kind of watching it over. Nothing really too going on for him, but as we switch over board with Takedown, Takedown actually has two people right in front of him. He spots Bum Jamas, goes for the power slam, but does not do it.
Yeah, that ground pound, it was flashy, but it just didn't really get the job done. And what we're seeing right now from Switch It Up is that he does have control of one of the more, I guess, underrated aspects of this map, and that's going to be that scatter shot. If he can maintain control of this scatter shot, I think it's going to be really useful, especially whenever it comes to clearing out droves of folks in some of those close counters. But it looks like he's going to be taken out as well. Bunnies. Man, how many times have we seen Bunnies on this stage, and how many times has he just come out so huge? Just with the pistol right now, but I believe a different member of his team does have control of that railgun. So again, early camo control, early weapon control, and everything just seems to be spiraling in the way of Colossus. As Bunnies drops down, spots King Pharmacy, but that scatter shot, the one thing that wasn't in their control, and it looks like Farm is going to be using that, only to be taken out by Vortex. Meanwhile, Bum gets one with the railgun, and he's looking for a second. There's a player, as we can see in the caster cam, right nearby him. That's Rash, but Rash gets out of trouble and ends up getting the kill as well, only for Vortex. Again, a great heads-up player. He notices that one of his teammates may be down, but he's right there to ensure that he can get the one-shot, ensure that he can get the pickups, and he's picking up that railgun as well.
Well, that one note is that he actually has active camo, scatter shot, and the railgun. He has every single power opportunity you can on this map possible. And if you look at the scoreboard, last time we saw HoW Defiant, it was 100-0 in favor of them. Now it's 42-2 in favor of Colossus eSports, as he is going to spot one person. And Takedown had no idea that the Hue was coming there, as he does get one more kill. Will he get the kill and switch it up, though?
Just using the grenades just to buy some time, but unfortunately that camo is going to run out. He has to play this honest, he has to play this optimal. Missing with the scatter shot's going to cost him, but at least he's able to walk away with the trade and get the Killing Frenzy medal on top of that. Going over to Takedown. Takedown, known for a lot of aggression, known for this very loud sort of playstyle, but unfortunately he's been rather quiet, I feel, for these last two games. He had a couple of moments here and there, nothing really substantial, and we're kind of seeing why this red squadron definitely not as easy pickings as that Onyxia squadron that we saw last week. And XBL Takedown, poor guy just had nowhere to run. They just cornered him underneath there and were just relentless with their offense.
Yeah, hopping on board here is Zach, or Bunnies. Bunnies going on the black rail. He does have Takedown right in his sights. Puts some shots into Takedown as Takedown drops down to below basement. He has two people there. That's going to be Vortex, but Bunnies gets a kill with a nade. Hopping on board now with Bum Jamas, as Bum Jamas does spot Avash. Put some shots into him, try and go for the nade placement. Gets the headshot on Bum Jamas as Bunnies picks up King Pharmacy in the kill feed. And right now it's 70-2. Do you think HoW Defiant can make the comeback here?
I don't know. I really don't. the way that this red team is just playing right now is fantastic. I love their teamwork, I love their synergy, and I just love their control overall, not only of the strongholds, but also of all of the items that are essential to this map, all of the power weapons, even some of the secondary power weapons. We're seeing the control shift from the blue team over towards red. And that control is really the talking point whenever we look at this match as a whole. Another trade, and when you're this far away, you need to be walking out ahead. These trades are not going to be doing this blue team any favors whatsoever, as they're finding the clock against them. They're feeling all of the pressure, and right now, honestly, I think they just have to think about Game 3 more than anything else.
Yeah, going on board, one thing I like about this Colossus eSports team as well is the sole factor of how well they're playing, the synergy, and how well they know the map. Bum Jamas, whenever he got the active camo, he noticed that somebody was chasing after him, so he jumped up, threw a nade at the wall, and as soon as the player hurdled over it, he immediately got blown up by the nade, and then he was able to get a kill in the nest area.
And speaking of Bum Jama's nades, I mean, right there, just great placement, trying to ensure that he can get that kill on someone who is capping a really essential territory there. Takedown, missing with the railgun. He still has a scatter shot, but no shots are going to be making their mark as Bunnies cleans him up. And honestly, HoW Defiant, they had a great showing, I think, at the very beginning of Map 1, but in Map 2, it was all about Colossus eSports. They're one map away from taking everything tonight. And I really think that this team just has to take a moment and regroup.
Yeah, one thing I want to state here, if you look at the Colossus eSports team, if you look at Mesmerize, which has the lowest kills on Colossus eSports, going on to HoW Defiant, 5, 5, 1, and 6. He has more kills than what the whole team does, basically combined. Vortex himself basically has all the team kills on.
Yeah, actually one slay away from tying up the entire blue team's point total. But a lot of that also comes with just how on point of a player he was. We noticed so many times whenever we would be watching some of these cams, some of these feeds, that there would be these situations where a Colossus player would get a lot of shots in but wouldn't be able to get the kill. And as we'd switch over to someone else, you'll always notice Vortex's name pop up because he's right there to get those pickup kills. He's right there to finish off any of the remaining stragglers. And I think that he's a very, very critical aspect of this game overall and a very critical point of this Colossus squadron, despite the fact that, as you mentioned, he's just a pickup player for now.
Yeah. Just for now. But no one knows.
Somebody scoop this person up. We're going over to map number 3, and that's going to be Slayer on Coliseum. And here is where HoW Defiant really needs to ensure that more than anything else, they're not just settling for trades, because especially at the end of that last game, it was trade after trade after trade. HoW may have some great early game presence. That may be something that we see from them time and time again, but especially as it gets towards the end of the game, they need to ensure they get more clean kills more than anything else, and they need to have that level of teamwork that we've been seeing from Colossus tonight.
Yeah, as we hop on board Bunnies. Bunnies is actually, I think, the sniper for Colossus eSports, but he does get taken down there, leading 2-1 now in favor of HoW Defiant. 3-1 now, but how long the lead will stay will be determined.
Great early game presence, but can they have that early game control as well? Ooh, Colossus hoping to go and trickle their way back into this game type as we go on board with Rash. Rash has the sniper rifle, and he's trying to just control whatever areas of the bridge that he can. Spots Vortex, but isn't able to get that finishing blow. He is going to be a one-shot, but it doesn't look like any players are going to be there to go ahead and scoop them up. Meanwhile, Bum Jamas has control of that rocket, and that's going to be very keen and very critical. As we can see right there, no rocket necessary. The explosive instead coming from the grenade. But either way, that little bit of control of that power weapon, and the red team finds himself in control of this game.
Yep, going on board here with now Bunnies. Bunnies again on the outside edge, on oven steps, does spot nades, does see switch it up, and that is going to be on top mid. As we hop on board here with Vortex, Vortex finally spots one, gets a beat down and switch it up, and as well as gets a headshot, take down and Rash on the opposite side of the map. Can they do anything to get him? Or Mesmerize picks up a Rash, and now it seems like they're going to be zoning in on Takedown, as Takedown is being hovered around.
Oh, the patience from Vortex right there. Didn't want to put himself in a very compromising position. Instead, stays up top, waits for the clamber, and then absolutely demolishes that player. And even from full screen, we're noticing a lot of presence. He's got this DMR. He's just trying to, again, control this bridge area. As we can see, the rocket's about to spawn. He might even be going for one of those weapon launches. A combat evolved would be great to see from them, especially seeing as that rocket just came back into play. But Bum Jamas, trying to make a clamber, and again, going to be getting shut down there as we go on board with Bunnies, who has control of this rocket.
Wow, I did not even see Bunnies get the rockets. But I thought it was going for Bum Jamas, but as just like that, he does spot, switch it up. I guess that was a really good call for his teammate there, as he knew exactly where he was going to be at. Bunny's in control of top mid, and he knows exactly where they're spawning, as with the rockets in his back pocket. How do you feel if you're going to be how to find, as he just got a double?
I'm feeling pretty bad. That double kill, the way that they just lined up right there. Ugh. See, I think that especially on a map like this, when you know that rockets are going to be such a favor, you really can't be grouped up like that. You can't be clustered. You want to be able to cover your teammates' angles, get any pickup kills as possible while trying to reduce the possibility of splash damage really affecting you. And what we saw right there was just a really big mishap from this blue team pushing up together. And again, on this bridge, it's been all about Bunnies taking control. He might be able to get one more, but instead Takedown is going to be taking him out. But just the amount of damage that Bunnies was able to do with that rocket, and it was more than enough, I think, for this red team to have a very comfortable lead as we pop into the mid game.
Oh, Vortex with 2 nasty headshots. That's pretty ridiculous there, as he does get the hit and beat down on Takedown. Just popping some bullets out. No health. He had no health.
It's just really a succession of haymakers at this point. We saw control of the rockets earlier on from Bunnies, and Vortex is just controlling the sniper and laying absolute waste to this blue team. Getting some shots in him, though. But look, you'll notice that part of controlling the sniper, it's not 100% about offense, but also how he plays on defense. And he understands that while he's getting lit up like that, his priority isn't trying to make a flashy no-scope sort of kill. It's to ensure that he can control the weapon for as long as possible and put it in a position where if for some reason he fell, his teammates would be there to pick it up. But right there, the trade happens. Instead, he's going to be running it right towards the hands of this blue team. But I think that it's at low enough ammo to the point where it's relatively negligible as we go on board with Mesmerize. Picking up this rocket is going to be really big to cementing this blue team, cementing the demise of this blue team, on this final, what's looking to be, honestly, this final map of this show match, as Mesmerize going to be using that thrust to just get away for a second, patch himself up, and he's right back into the action.
41-15 now in favor of Colossus eSports. Only 9 kills away, as he does spot another kill. Mesmerize picks up, switch it up, does get shot from behind, but he does have a teammate there. Who is that on the behind? That's going to be Bunnies, as he does have one on the behind, but he actually got the kill. 43-16 now. This just seems to be all in Colossus eSports' favor right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a beatdown. Speaking of beatdowns, nearly walking away with one there. But again, great teamwork. Bum Jama's right there to go and get the headshot after Bunnies gets the beatdown to eradicate the shield. But going on board to Bum Jama's rough spot here, but still going to be able to come out positive, seeing as it was a bit of a trade that had occurred there. Meanwhile, Vortex on that blue bridge, just shifting around as we go on to King Pharmacy. He's going to be the last kill for this evening. He's going to be lit up as Colossus eSports lights up another one and takes another dominating 3-0 victory here at the VGP show match.
One thing that happened in the very end was the player that we were spectating was the one who died. Takedown through a nade, and I think the nade actually blew up on his own play and demolished his shield. So the player that came up behind him just had to put one shot in his back, and that was it.
That was it. That's all she wrote. That may have been one of the fastest show matches. I look at my watch and it's 7:10. Was that even 20 minutes?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what. When you have some Smash Brothers sets that are longer than like a Halo show match, that's how you know you got to go back. You maybe rethink things a little bit. But again, shout out to both of the teams for making it out tonight. obviously we had some pickups you mentioned on both rosters, but Vortex, he looked like he has been playing with Colossus eSports for way longer than that. In fact, didn't him and Bunnies maybe play together a little bit, maybe on Rise?
I believe they did, because I remember Vortex and Bunnies from Rise Gaming, as well as Reaper. But Reaper actually quit competitive Halo, but going from Bunnies left to Rise Gaming, went to his own team, then got picked up by Colossus eSports. Vortex went to Fuse, and then after Fuse, I'm not necessarily too sure what exactly happened to Vortex. I know Vortex was kind of team hopping, and he, from last time I heard, he's a free agent. But maybe he might be picked up on the Colossus eSports squad. Never know.
Who knows? Who knows? But either way, congratulations again, Colossus eSports. An absolutely colossal victory, puns intended. 3-0 tonight. And really, aside from, I'd say, the second cap of the first map, it just felt like it was just all Colossus all the way. All the way. HoW had some great moments. Again, at the beginning, they were fantastic. But just having the beginning, that initial burst means nothing if you can't have that lasting flame, right? That long-lasting flame of sorts. So HoW, great sprinters, not so good at the marathon, and it really does show as Colossus, they had their wins in the mid-game, and they were able to stabilize and control for the late game as well.
Yep. But guys, that's it for us tonight at the Versus Gameplay Arcade. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Versus Gameplay, like us on Facebook, /Versus Gameplay. Also, remember, if you guys want to be on a Halo 5 show match, feel free to tweet at me at VGP_Shadow or at Versus Gameplay, as well as Tuesdays at Super Smash Bros. Night with Team Overclock. Wednesdays are going to be our Call of Duty Black Ops 3 show match. Thursday, Street Fighter Casuals. Friday is Mortal Kombat X Weekly, which you can compete in to gain points towards the VG Pro Weekly, which Cusco is actually currently #1 on the leaderboards.
Cusco?
Yeah, Cusco. and
That's a great name. I love the Emperor's New Groove. Go on.
Yeah, he's #1 on the leaderboards, and actually, I believe he placed top 12 this weekend at final round.
Oh, wow.
At MKX. He placed
seventh place.
He placed 7th place alongside our own VGP Ominous. Congratulations to them. As well as Lord Peanut. Lord Peanut, a Dallas player, taking 3rd, and actually was the first player to send Sonic Fox to the losers bracket.
Man, Sonic Fox, I don't follow MKX all that much, but Sonic Fox is the dude. So being able to do that, that's a huge accomplishment. Huge props to that team.
Sonic Fox even placed top 8 in Street Fighter 5.
Oh, yeah. Dude, kid's a monster.
Yeah.
He is an absolute monster, and he's going to be a threat for, every, I think, 2D and maybe even 3D fighters, I think.
Yep. As well as Saturdays about Street Fighter 5 Weekly. Compete to gain points in the VG Pro Points Weekly. Arbin is currently #1 on the leaderboard, 60 points. As well as Sunday is going to be our Sports Games Days. But guys, that's it for us tonight at the Versus Gameplay Arcade. I'm VGP Shadow.
I'm T-Lock JV.
All right, guys, and stay tuned for more.
Take care.